Sorry, you can see the reflection of my, I'll turn this way a little bit. All right, hello, welcome. It's Coralie, Rose Beauty, welcome. This is my major declutter, I don't know, just overall collection review. Yeah, so anyways, we are going through, now I'm going to show you the stuff in these Alex 9 drawer units. And then that's the stuff that's like my primary collection, like stuff that I doubt I'm going to declutter anything from there, but I'm going to show you some stuff there. There is some stuff that might go, we'll see. But this is going to be the last part. Again, I don't know if we're on part 3, part 4, part 5, I don't know, but I'll list it. You'll see it in the, you know, thumbnail, intro, whatever. But yeah, so I'm still working on part 1, just is going up. Part 2, I'm working on. And then, I don't know, maybe there is a part 3. Maybe this might be part 4. I don't know. So anyways, but I'm just kind of going off the top of my head here. So anyways, welcome. If you do like this kind of content, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below. Turn on all notifications. Otherwise, if you like seeing eyeshadow palettes, eyeshadow palette collections, some decluttering, if you are just a makeup geek like I am, then, or I don't know, is that I guess, I don't know, that company's not in business anymore. So I guess I can say that. But if you are a makeup lover, we'll just say that. If you're a makeup lover, sorry, my hair is crazy. If you're a makeup lover like I am, then I hope you're enjoying this series. There's a lot to come. And then we'll do some more, like I said, beginning of the next year. We'll see how things look at the end of the year. But we're just going to go ahead with this next part, showing you majority or more of my collection, whatever. I don't know if it's even majority at this point. But yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get going, because otherwise you're just going to keep staring at my crazy hair, because right now I'm just editing and doing other stuff and I look, you know, insane. Oh, but I did want to say this is Natasha Denona, my dream collection eyeshadow palette. I'm wearing the House Labs foundation, which, sorry, probably not looking the best like as far as this angle, but I really am liking this foundation. So yeah, I'll talk about it further in my next reviews video. But yeah, so anyways, I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this collection. So let's get started. Okay. All right, sorry, don't mind. You're going to see some of the stuff I've already decluttered and that over here, so just don't mind that. But we're going to go through these drawers here. Let me just see if we're in focus. Let me move you just a little bit. Hold on just a second. Okay, I think this is an okay location here, but I didn't want to pull all these out because, again, we're not really going to, I don't know, I'm going to have to tally these one way or another, but I think I'm just going to show you out of here, out of the drawer, and then just put them to the side here so that I can count them up. But it was just easier than trying to take all of these out, you know, at first. It was just like extra work. So anyways, this is all Colourpop. I think it's all Colourpop. There might be a random one, but I'm pretty sure this is all Colourpop. Majorities I will be keeping, but there are some of these quads that I'm probably going to put in the maybe pile to see if I want to keep those or not. So I guess I'll move this in a little bit and we'll start in the front. So I'm just going to go through here and just tell you what we have. So starting with these quads, we have Tender Loving Cancer. A lot of these are the astrology ones, so you will see that. We have this colorful one called Sunday Fun Day. Again, a lot of these quads I'm going to determine if I'm keeping or not, so these are definitely all in the maybe, because I have a lot of these quads. Now this one I'll probably keep. Head, Capricorn, and Charge. That's definitely a color story that I like, that I enjoy, so that one I probably will keep. Yeah, unfortunately we have a lot of these quads. This is Peach Please, very pretty. We have Big Leo Energy, and some of these I will keep. Again, I am kind of sentimental, and some of them, depending on if somebody with a birthday that month that I care about, might keep them for that reason. Citrus Fizz. I feel like I saw this one before. I might have a duplicate of that one, so that one I'll definitely have to see. Let's see. We have Hot Chocolate, which is a deeper one, but I think it's really pretty mixed in with some of the other ones. I think that'd be a good companion. We have Creamsicle, which came a little broken, but I was able to not repot it. What am I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. Sorry. I don't know. I'm tired. Never Tore Us Apart. That's a pretty one. Let's see if I can actually reach in and grab all these. Whew. God, it's going to be a long series. I'm sorry, y'all. Hope you enjoy this kind of stuff because, yeah, I got a lot to show you. So, and then some of these other ones, we have Semi-precious Gemini. Okay. Oh yeah, there, I gotta reposition. Whew. The Secret Life of Scorpio. Now my husband's a Scorpio, so I'll definitely be keeping that one, but I will still put it in the pile here just again because I'm going through some of these. Silver Spoon, that's pretty. I don't know, like I'm not gonna use half of these, but they still speak to me. Oh, she's a natural, nice little neutral, all matte quad. This one is Plum and Get It, which is a really pretty one. I really like that one. And we have Extra Toppings, I guess that's what that says. So yeah, so there's that. Whew. All right. Then we have Peace, Love, Libra. Some of these I have to see because I can't remember the signs. Like I can't remember what birthdays. Like a Virgo. I know somebody that's a Virgo. So I'll probably keep that one. The Bold and the Aries. I think my daughter is an Aries, if I'm thinking correctly. My son and daughter. So definitely keep that one if that's the case. Crystal Clear Aquarius. Maybe, shoot, I can't remember who's who. I know that's bad. Dare to Bear. Definitely keeping these all matte ones. Those are really nice, especially that one. It has a really nice tone to it. I like those ones. And then Triple Scoop. So yeah, so that's that. Again, I'm still going to put all these in the maybe, but you know. And we got Sagittarius in Flight. I think that's what that says. God, I have a lot of these. What in the world? Waffle cone. So as you see, some of them are like ice cream series, and some are like the what are those, astrology signs? Is that what it's called? Sorbet. I feel like I have another sorbet. God, do I have like 3 sorbets? What in the world? I'm gonna have to. Oh, sparkler. Oh Lord, y'all. This is just my life. Here we are. Yep. How many duplicates can one person have? Give me Sugar. That's a pretty one. You know, I love those tones. And then Cream Soda. Wait, did I just say cream soda? I don't know, y'all. Okay, we'll see. So that's all for those. I have the Winnie the Pooh Sweet as Can Be Colourpop collab. It's so pretty. So cute. Oh, I love Winnie the Pooh. So yeah, that one's definitely staying. That's a definite keep. We have Colourpop Apricot Me Not. This is probably one of my least favorites of theirs recently, but I'm gonna keep it for now, like I said, until I like go through all these and figure out what I'm gonna keep and what I'm not. Some of these are older. We have the more recent Set in Stone, the ones that have like a cream shadow in there. Definitely keeping that one. Definitely keeping Twist of Slate, because that is one of my favorites. Oh, let's see. I guess we'll go through here. These keep wanting to fall down on me. Oh, here. These aren't. Let's go on the one that's on top. Star Wars, the Darth Vader palette. Definitely keeping that one. That one surprised me. I actually liked it way more than I expected to. We have Secret Admirer, which is pretty. Again, for now, I will be keeping these all but the quads just because I have to see. Oh, another quad. Oh, look at that. Pisces in the Sky. Another quad. Here we go. So if you didn't think we had enough quads already, there we go. Wannabe, that was a cute little one. Definitely cute for, oh, why can't I get it open? Cute for summertime. Yeah, so there's that. Here's the Star Wars one. I really did like this palette. I know I reviewed it and talked about it, but it definitely surprised me. I liked it way more than I expected to. So that was a pleasant surprise. Let's see, I guess we'll go through this middle part. We have this one, my friend here on YouTube, Smithy Sony, she definitely influenced me to get this one. Hi, Smithy, if you see this, hi. But yeah, so yeah, you influenced me, girl. But yeah, so I got that one, haven't even used it yet, and it's such a shame, I'm sorry. So sad, I'm so pathetic. But, so we're gonna put that in the pile here. Maybe one day I'll actually try it, who knows. It's pretty though. I don't know why I kept it in the packaging, but I thought the packaging was kind of cute. I don't know, so I just kept it in the packaging. But anyways, we have the limoncello, however you say it. I really do like this palette. I think it's really, really pretty, so I will be keeping that one. So I gotta move some of these so I don't end up mixing my keep and maybe pile. All right, we have Plush Like Me. think this is really, really pretty. And the packaging, that like velvet, so pretty. Yeah, sometimes Colourpop really, really does it nice. Like really, real attention to detail. Now these ones I'm going to put in the maybe. I probably will declutter all or most at least of these. I didn't really think they were that great. But we have the Bambi Flower Palette. Now I might keep that one because of the purples. But I am going to put it in the maybe pile. We have Thumper. Thumper's cute. I don't know, we'll put that in the maybe pile. But yeah, most of these I'm like, I'm not even going to use them. Bambi. Bambi's more warm toned. I have plenty of shadows that look like that. So that'll probably go. We'll see. Man, I really stashed this drawer. Oh, so I told you there'd be a random KKW. That one is the Classic Blossom palette. Okay, anyways, that's funny. Yeah, I think I was running out of room, so I think some of these ended up just being in places because I didn't have room for it. Cabana Club, that's a pretty one. So Very Lovely, that is pretty. Yeah, most of these I'm keeping. Off Melrose, actually one of my favorites. I really like this one. I wish there wasn't a glitter in there, but I really do like that palette. I think that's really, really pretty. Flutterby, I think that one's really pretty. You know, I like cooler tones, so that's definitely a really pretty one for me. Boudoir Noir, that one's really pretty. It's a little bit more warm tone, but those are really pretty colors. I do like that one. All right, let's see. Try to get these so they don't like collapse on me here. There we go. We have Sweet Talk, which I feel like maybe I put this in my summer to fall, but definitely a favorite, so definitely keeping that one. Ménage à Moi, I think that one's really pretty. Again, those cooler tones really speak to me, so definitely keeping that one. We have California Love, one of my favorites. I think I did put that in my summer to fall palette inspiration. Check that out. Sonic Bloom. I think that one's really pretty. It's like bright, but not, you know, it's like a muted bright. I can't explain it, but I think that one, that's why I like that one so much. It's not too bright. X's and O's, and sorry, some of these are discontinued that, you know, they don't make them anymore, but I'm keeping them. We have the Whatever palette, which I think is really, really pretty, but again, more pressed glitters, but I think they've gotten better. Like, I feel like the more recent ones, I haven't seen as many pressed glitters. Maybe they're finally listening. We have Dream Street, which is Kathleen Light's collab. I am definitely keeping that one. That might eventually go into sentimental, but mine was newer. I didn't get it, like, mine's maybe 2.5 years old, because again, I only got makeup 3.5 years ago. Lush Life, that's very, very bright. Don't know if I'll really wear that, but it's really pretty, so I'm going to keep it for now. Give It To Me Straight, really pretty. Again, I'm sad that some of these are discontinued, but I mean, I get it. You know, you can only have so much in there as you know, especially Colourpop, who's bringing out new stuff every week, a couple times a week. Anyways, this is the All That palette, which I think is really pretty too. Some of these I break out for like Valentine's Day time. This one I think was underrated, but I really like this one, Good As Gold. I really like this one. Those metallics in there are beautiful. Now again, I'm not as into warm tones, but I do still like to have warm tone options. You just never know. We have At Forest Sight, which is the Raw Beauty Christie collab. Really, really pretty palette. Definitely keeping that one. We have the original Hocus Pocus collab for, you know, Halloween, what, 2 years ago, I think now? Yeah, so I do have that original one. I think I have the one from last year as well. So you'll probably see that here eventually. We have the Roaring Hearts palette, which actually really surprised me. I got this around last holiday sometime, around Christmas. It was really, really pretty. It really surprised me. It was way nicer than I expected. The Sandstone palette, which I really liked as well. I don't feel like there was as much hype around that, or at least I don't remember there being as much, but I really like that palette. And then we have last year's holiday palette, which is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They even kept it in the original packaging. I don't know why, but I thought it was cute. But yeah, I thought that was a really pretty palette. I like that one. Another random one here, the Tarte Maneater palette. Now mine is the one after they kind of redid it and they put the black shadow in there instead of that one long shadow. So I like it. I think it's a nice little everyday travel palette too. So definitely keeping that. All right. So we have Colourpop's In the Limelight. Really, really nice palette. I know this was real popular. There were a lot of people that liked that one. We have One and Done, which I actually really liked. This one surprised me as well. These shadows were actually really, really good. So I liked that one. Lust for Dusk, which is definitely a favorite. Love this one. I think this palette is so, so pretty. These are going to go in the maybe as well. These are their 5-pan palettes because I don't know. Some of these, I have to go through these and see which ones I actually like. But yeah, so we have, I'm not going to open all these, but we have All Aflutter there. We have Lyric, which I think if any of them will be like these ones, there's Lyric, Ballad, and then Poem, I think was the other one. These are the ones I like the most out of those, so I will see which one I want to keep out of those, if any of those. But these other 5 pans, I'm like, I don't think the quality was that great. There's Cherish. So, again, yeah, I just didn't think the quality was much to... let's see, we have Rhapsody. On a Wing. Pretty color story, but again, I don't think the quality was as good in these. Harmony, which is another from that music series, whatever. And then this one actually I did like, Fly Away. I thought that one was really pretty, but again, I have some other greens that are similar to that I can use from other palettes. Then we have Duet from that music series as well. I love music, so whenever they talk about music, they get me. Make It Fearless. That one was pretty, but really not my kind of color story, so I'll probably get rid of that one. Crush. Let's see, we have Over the Cocoon. That's weird. And then Social Butterfly. Yeah, these are the ones that really didn't get me. Those last two, I'm like, Alright, a couple more of these bigger ones. We have the Truly Madly Deeply, which I'm sad is gone, but I really, really did like that palette. And then we have Fame. This is another one I really liked. Definitely keeping those two. Alright. Sorry if it gets a little bit louder. Kids just came home from school, so, you know. Hipdot. These are my 2 favorite Hipdot palettes ever. We have the Mystic Mauves. Love that palette. Still stand by it. And the Witchy Warms, which I believe came out this time 2 years ago. I don't know, but I think both of these palettes are gorgeous. Love them both. Alright, so to their 9-pan palettes, we have All Amethyst. This one was okay. Not one of my favorites. I like the color story, but performance-wise wasn't one of their best, per se. We have By the Rosé, which I actually really liked. I think this palette performed really, really well. Definitely like that one, like the color story. So Fly, that one was okay. Definitely not one of my favorites. Glow Getter, okay. Again, not one of my favorites, but okay. Of Quartz, this is definitely a favorite. I love this one. Got this last, I think around Christmas time. Really surprised me. Love that one. The Brooklyn Nets palette, this actually surprised me. This was actually really good quality. I really enjoyed that one. So we have Feeling Bubbly. Really, really pretty. Did like that one as well. Came out same as that Rosé one, I think. This one is a Tinkerbell palette, which was actually really cute. So I did like that one. I thought that one was good quality as well. Sorry, another random Hipdot one. This one is like more sparkly shades. Do you like that one? Sorry, I did forget I had to fit some random ones in here occasionally. Catrice Iman palette. That was actually really good. Another random one, but it was actually a really good palette. So keeping that one. We have The Mandalorian, Star Wars. Definitely like that. I like all the Star Wars ones. I think they did a really good job on the Star Wars collabs. That's Taupe, another favorite. Love this palette. Star Wars, Mandalorian, the Child palette, one of my favorites of all of them. Love that palette. Came out, what, 2 years ago now, I think. We have Nude Mood, which is just a nice neutral palette. Neutral warm. Really like that palette. Alright, let me get these to keep from sliding down on me. We have the Grandeur palette, which surprisingly I really liked this palette. This is one of my favorite from this series. There was like a three of them that came out together. Really, really like that palette. We have the Colourpop Lock It Down palette, which I think is really, really pretty. Don't remember really my thoughts on that one, but it does have a pretty color story. So, All Things Equinox. That one was okay. Not terrible, but not one of their best formulas. Night Owl. This one really, I actually liked. I didn't hear a lot of hype around this one, but I remember really liking that one. We have Blush Crush, which I really enjoyed. If you like those like kind of blush pinky tones. That's really pretty. Making Mauves was definitely a favorite. Like that palette, really, really pretty. We have one of my favorites of all time, Going Coconuts. Definitely not getting rid of that one. I even have a backup of this one, which I'm actually going to go ahead and give to my friend. I'm like, why am I keeping a backup? Like, I didn't even barely touch the original one. So, I like you a lot. I don't know why these are backwards. Oh, I think because of the, no, they still have the labels on the front. I don't know. That's a really nice one. There will be a time that I declutter some of these, but I'm just not ready yet. It's My Pleasure, really pretty one that Andrea Mattiliano used to always talk about. Orchid You Not. I think this is a really pretty one. It's, oh, the mirror. Huh, look at that. The mirror is come unglued. Anyways, but yeah, really, really pretty. It's definitely deep, dark palette, but very, very pretty. It's funny about the mirror. We Baby Got Peach, which I've had for a while now, but it's still just a wonderful one to have on. Such a pretty color story. We have Lucky Penny, which is definitely like a copper, warm toned. That actually would be really pretty for this time of year. We have Wild Child, which I think was a really, really pretty palette. It's definitely deep, but it's a pretty palette. I really like that. So, Just My Luck. I did a look with this. Maybe it was a year and a half ago. I don't know. It wasn't when I first started my channel, but like it was for, you know, St. Patrick's Day, going into that first year of my channel. So, but that really surprised me. I like that one. This is one I think is underrated. Brown Sugar. I love this palette. I think this thing's beautiful. Now again, as I've gone along, I keep saying, I am more into like neutral to neutral cool palettes or colors, but I still think that's a beautiful one. Blow and Smoke. This is the one they changed the name on. I don't know what happened with that, but anyways, this is a really, really pretty palette, especially for like New Year's around that time. Again, I told you I'd have some random ones in here just because I had to fit them in somewhere, but LA Girl. This is the Keep It Playful and Playmate. Again, I showed you the one in Downplay. That is my favorite, but this is my second favorite. I love these tones. Those like rose tones I think are really, really pretty. We have a Doll 10 Doll Squad palette, which actually surprised me. I thought this was a really nice palette. For the money, I think I really, really like this. And these satin metallic shades are actually really, really nice. The mattes perform really well, so I was pleasantly surprised by this. I think currently it's my only Doll 10 palette. No, no wait, did I? I think I recently got some more Doll 10 palettes, but anyways, that was my first one from Doll 10. We have this one, Profusion, the Peaches palette. I cannot get rid of this one. There's something about it. The formulas in this palette is actually really, really good. Really, really good. And this is one of my first Profusion palettes, I think, but I just can't get myself to get rid of it. It's like beautiful. I love that palette. So, and then I have a couple of these BH Cosmetics. I have the ones like Say It, whatever. I forget what the whole collab thing was, but this one's Let That Stuff, we'll just say, Go, which I think is really, really pretty. And then we have the Do Not Disturb. These palettes I think are really, really pretty and they perform really well. So I'm sad that BH Cosmetics kind of went under. I don't know what's going on with them right now, but very sad. So that is drawer 1. So we're going to move on to drawer 2. So see if you can still see the view. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to bring this down. So hold on a minute. All right, so drawer 2 here. This is a lot of BH Cosmetics and then some other random stuff in here. So we're going to go through this one next. We have Hipdot Kesha Rose. I really like this palette. I made a look with it. It really surprised me how pretty it was. I was like, oh, okay. So keeping that. It's a little bulky, but it's kind of a cool little palette. Again, a lot of this is going to be BH Cosmetics. So we have Nightshade, which is a lot of purples. Yeah, so again, we're keeping most of these. So Avocado Toast BH Cosmetics. Love this palette. I think it's so, so pretty. Definitely keeping that one. Again, going to be some random ones, so just bear with me. We have ZC. This is the Fireworks palette. I wasn't really all that impressed with the ZC overall. The most of the palettes I tried, I was like, underwhelming. This one, I did like the color story, so I did keep this one. I think I decluttered or am going to declutter the other ones, but I will keep at least one just to have it, you know, with something from the brand. So I think these are just singles. Yeah, so that'll go in a different pile. Kiko Milano. This is the Glam Room Multi Finish Eyeshadow Palette in 3. These actually surprised me. These were actually really good. I combined a couple of these, made a look, and I was like, oh. So here's a couple of the other ones. I'll show you those. So this is number 4. But yeah, this is really pretty actually. I don't think I'm going to buy much from Kiko Milano at this point, but these were before I was stopping. And this is number 5. But yeah, I feel like I mixed this one and number 4 and it made a really, really pretty look. So but I'm going to keep those for now. Not that I'm going to buy anything new from this point on, but I'm going to keep what I have. So LA Girl, Keep It Playful. This is Foreplay. Out of the 3, this is my least favorite. Again, just the color story is a little bit more warm toned than I like. Sorry, make sure we're focusing. Yeah, so this color story is a little bit warmer than I like, but still like these palettes overall. So definitely keeping that. We have Wet n Wild. These are the 10 pan shadows that came out not that long ago. I don't know, it might have been a year ago now, I don't know. This one's a Nude Awakening. I'm not going to open them up, you can pretty much see through them, but I'm going to put these in the maybe because I think I had some other ones somewhere else that I still want to go through. This is the Call Me Sunshine, and then this one is Heart and Soul. So I'm going to keep some of those, but I just don't know which ones just yet because I don't want to keep them all. Because again, am I going to reach for Wet n Wild over Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath or my indie brands? No, no, realistically, no. We have some more Midas. This is a Soft Serve. Again, I wasn't real impressed with the formula, but I'm going to keep this one because it is a nice neutral palette. I do at least want to have 1 or 2 of the palettes, so I'm going to keep that one. We have Beauty Bay, the Golden Age 9-color palette, whatever. I don't know. I just repeat. Anyways, you know what I mean. I'm going to keep that one though because I think that one's pretty. Again, another Midas Cosmetics Unveiled. The color story just spoke to me on this one, so I'm going to keep that one. Midas Cosmetics, this is Artistry Palette Volume 2. Yeah, the greens on this one really spoke to me, so I'm definitely going to keep this one. Sorry, you'll see me randomly like zoom in because I'm trying to get it to focus. I don't know why it's having trouble focusing. I don't know if I'm bringing them too close. But another Unveiled palette by Midas Cosmetics. Again, these color stories just get me. So I guess I keep that one as well. I guess it's just the bigger palettes I'm getting rid of. I don't know. For now, I'm going to keep it. We'll see. Might go through that one day and eventually. We have Hipdot Reese's collection. The Reese's, this is Reese's Peanut Butter Milk Chocolate palette. I actually really did like these palettes. I think they were really, really nice. And I think I combined them because I, was using some shadows out of one or the other. Peanut Butter White Chocolate palette. Yeah, these actually were really, really good. Really pretty. Sorry. Get you to focus there again. But yeah, definitely keeping both of those. And again, some of these you'll see me keep just randomly because they're the only palettes I have from that brand. So, yeah, I can't help it. I do that. I'm that girl. So we have the Lubella Under the Mistletoe palette, which I thought was really, really pretty. So keeping that one because that's the only one I have from that brand. We have the Peachy Queen Tiffany's palette, which I thought was really, really pretty. Yeah, I think that one's really pretty. Probably my favorite Peachy Queen palette. Actually forgot I had that because I have some other Peachy Queen. I was trying to decide if I should keep them or not. There's some random singles, so I'm going to keep that separate. Lorac Pro Palette Artist Edition Meraki palette. This was recently on sale on the 21 Days of Beauty. This is definitely a formula that I enjoy. These metallics are beautiful, and there's different formulas, metallics, toppers, satin shades. It's like a mixture, but these tones are beautiful. Love this palette. Definitely keeping that. Also the Lorac Luxe Diamond palette. I'm going to keep this as well. This is the formula of theirs I really, really like. I was sad to hear that their most recent one was not as good. I didn't even buy it because I didn't want to be disappointed. So, I don't know. Nabla Side by Side palette. Really nice neutral palette. Need to get more use out of it, honestly. I think I've used it like once or twice. But yeah, really, really pretty everyday palette. So, definitely keeping that. Milani Gilded Nude palette. I'm going to keep that. Just a nice everyday palette. We have the Violet Voss All of You Forever palette. One of my favorites of Violet Voss. Love this color story. I think it's beautiful. Definitely keeping that one. I guess we go through these BH. The Tulum, oh, that's a face palette, but that's separately. We have Amore Amalfi palette. Now I'm going to keep all of these travel series palettes. I really do like their travel series palettes. So these are not going anywhere. Beautiful in Barcelona. One of my favorites. Such a pretty color story. We have Smitten in Switzerland. Also beautiful palette. Some of these you'll see are the originals that had mirrors, and then when they reformulated or like redid the packaging, some of the new ones don't have mirrors. This is the Los Angeles palette. Lost in LA, Lost in Los Angeles, whatever. So, given that. Passion in Paris. This has actually surprised me. It was a really pretty palette. I did look with that last summer. It was so pretty. We have the Blueberry Muffin palette. Definitely keeping this one. I think this one is just gorgeous. Nice cool tone palette. Love in London is one of my favorite all time of theirs. Yeah, definitely that one's not going anywhere. We have the Chillin' in Chicago. Really pretty as well. Be really nice for summertime. Hanging in Hawaii would definitely be another nice summertime one. This one I definitely haven't used enough, but it is really pretty. Party in Puerto Rico. More vibrant, more colorful. Love that one. Very pretty. Summer in Saint-Tropez. Very pretty as well. Couple pops of color, but still like a little bit more muted color. And then Trendy in Tokyo. Definitely a bright, vibrant, colorful one. Yeah. So that's the travel series ones. I think that's it. And then I have these little 9 pans from BH. I have the Absinthe, which is all green. I don't think I ever used that one. It's very pretty, but I don't think I ever used it. We have the Venom palette. Nice cool tone palette. That's really pretty. And then we have the Say It, more of the Say It ones. So I apologize. Some of the words are not, you know. This is looking like a snack. And I feel like this is when BH started going under. They started getting a little bit too risque, I think, is what I'm going to say. And then, you know, changed their... This one I'm not going to say F off, is what it says, basically. So, not even going to repeat that one. Low Key Love You. But again, a lot of these palettes are really pretty. But like I said, I think just the wording and whatever, I think it just turned a lot of people off. This is Optimistic AF. They were good quality, but yeah, I think that was starting to be the downward trend. And then they came up with the holiday palette, which was just, yeah, and I think that's when they really went down. Nomad, this is the Tuscany palette, which is actually one of my favorites of theirs. Love this palette. Nice little neutral palette. Not going anywhere, obviously. We have the BH Mimosa palette. Really pretty. This would be perfect for summer as well. Kind of spring, summer. Let's see if there's artistry palettes. A couple random ones. We have Aether Beauty. This is before they renamed their brand. They shortened the name. I don't know why. I don't know what that was about. But anyways, this is the Summer Solstice palette, which actually surprised me. Really nice palette. Really nice formula. So I don't know what the newer... I'm not sure about these palettes like this size. I don't know about the quality. Oh wait, I'm like, did I do that right? Okay, I guess I did. Anyways, but I am going to keep that. This is a indie brand, Shared Planet. This is the Polar Bear collection. This really surprised me. This was really good quality. This is actually a beautiful palette. I really need to give these more love, but man, such a pretty palette. Nice formula. We have Hipdot, one of my favorites of theirs, the Zion palette. Actually really enjoy this palette, and definitely keeping that, obviously. We have Elf Opposites Attract. This might go eventually. I feel like I got this like in the last year or so though. I don't know why, but I don't know. With all the stuff I have, I'm like, why? This is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. A beautiful palette that I definitely need to give more love to. It's gorgeous. I definitely haven't used that enough. We have some LA Girl. This, I think, from last year. This is the, it's pretty. This is 18 color eyeshadow palette. And that's all it says. Anyways, it is pretty. I really like it. And I know I did a look with this one. I think it was a Play something. I can't remember what they called it. Party. Anyways. This is kind of a cooler tone version of that one. But yeah, really pretty. Like both of those, definitely not going anywhere. Another e.l.f., couple e.l.f., actually these are all e.l.f. We have the New Classics. That one's just a staple palette. We have the Retro Paradise palette, which I kept. I know I don't think they no longer sell that one, but I did keep that one. And then we have, which I know they don't have this one anymore either, J Kissa palette collab. But I did keep this one. I thought that was cute with little stickers and stuff. Aw. But yeah, so I did keep that one. I am going to keep it for now. I might eventually get rid of it or put it in my nostalgia palette or pile or something. I don't know. I'm going to keep it for now. Then some of my favorites from LA Girl are these plastic palettes like this. We have the Main Stage Desert Dream. Sorry, I have to keep this thing on here because this shadow came broken. But these are so, so pretty. Such good palettes. Hey Hey Vacay. I thought I had another name, but I guess it's just Hey Hey Vacay. Such a pretty palette. Oh my gosh, this thing is beautiful. Whew. Pro Mastery palette, which is one of my original favorites. Love, 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 love this palette. Pro Artistry, another great palette that I love from the beginning. I think I've had this for a couple years now. The Nudie Cutie is a more recent one I got, which is really, really pretty as well. Love that palette. Reminds me a lot of the Pro Mastery one that I showed you. We have the Break Free palette. Again, this one came broken too, so I have to keep the little sleeve on, but they're so pretty. Those tones are like amazing, beautiful. We have the Break Free, I guess they're both Break Free? I don't know. One's cool tone, one's warm tone. I don't know, but that's a warm tone version. And then we have the VIP Desert Dream. So, so pretty. And then Hey Hey Vacay. I have two of those, do I? No, that one's definitely different. It doesn't say. It just says Hey Hey Vacay again. So, I don't know. So this is your greens and oranges, browns. So I guess a more warm one of those. I don't know. Anyways, that's it for that drawer. We're getting there. Going down the pike. Here we go. Gonna get ready for the next drawer. All right, so this is definitely a mix of stuff. I just fit stuff wherever I could at this point. So, yeah. So a little bit of everything. We have Sigma Cinderella palette. Oops, I always keep these little inserts because they're so pretty. Can't help myself. But yeah, I love this palette. Sigma's not going anywhere, so obviously keeping that. We have another Aether Beauty. This is the Amethyst Crystal palette. Actually, really nice formula. I really like these palettes. We have the, I might end up getting rid of these eventually, but this is from Rock and Roll Beauty, which I guess is a Revolution Beauty brand, I think, what I heard. The Purple Haze palette. I was not impressed by these. Did a review on these. And then the Hey Baby palette. So I doubt I'll buy anything else from that brand. But yeah, that's what I have from them. Ooh, gotta make some more room here. Sad. I have Colored Rain. This is my favorite palette of theirs. Queen of Hearts. This thing is beautiful. Oh my gosh. And intense. Definitely keeping that. I have Lorac. This is the Unzipped. Oh yeah, Unzipped palette. I was trying to remember the name. I'm like, Yep, keeping that. Supreme Mauves, Artist Couture. My least favorite palette of theirs, but I am definitely still going to keep it for now. I have the Supreme Bronze. Very warm toned. Not a palette I reach for often because of that, but we have Sigma Warm Neutrals. Again, keeping my Sigma palettes, so Untamed. And then Sweet Street, the only palette I have by them, LA Lady palette. This is an Alley Glines, maybe by. It's pretty, but nothing special. Sigma New Mod palette, one of my favorites. So, so pretty. So pretty. We have Dominique Cosmetics Berries and Cream. For some reason, I just can't get myself to get rid of this palette either. So pretty. Such pretty tones in there. Another Shared Planet palette. This is a Tiger collection. I love tigers. So definitely not getting rid of this one. I do need to show some more love though. It's heavy duty. That thing is like solid. So I do need to give that some more love. But it's very, very pretty. Juvia's Place is one that I probably am going to get rid of some. Probably not these ones though. Juvia's the Nubian 3 Coral. I do really like this palette, so I'm not going to get rid of that one. We have the original, the Nubian, nice warm tone palette. Probably not going to get rid of that one. The Saharan, keep that for now, but that might be one I eventually declutter. The Nomad palette is actually really, really pretty. Would be really nice for this time of year as well. We have the Warrior 2 palette. I think this one's a really nice all matte palette, so I'm going to keep that one for now. The Deuce palette, I think is how you say it. This one might eventually go. I'm going to keep it for now, but that one might eventually go. We have these little palettes here. The Nubian Royal, that's most likely going to go. I might put that in the maybe pile. We have the Bronzed Rustic. I mean, it's really pretty. It works really well, but I mean, these aren't really colors that I'm going to wear that much, so that's going to go in the maybe pile as well. We have the Blushed Rose palette, which I will keep because I do like that color story. The Nudes, which is very light, but I'm going to keep that one for now because, you know, I like my nudes, and I can definitely mix that with another one. The Taupes, which I remember not being as impressed with this one as a lot of people were, but I'm going to keep that now because I do like the color story. And then the Chocolates I'm going to keep because I can use that with the Nudes one to make it a little bit deeper. So we'll keep that one. We have the Cyber Naked palette, Urban Decay. I'm going to keep that for now just because I am keeping most of my Urban Decay, but that might go eventually. We have the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. I did actually repurchase this one, so it's not as old as the original, so I'm going to keep that one because it's still usable. Too Faced Cinnamon Swirl. I'm going to keep all these tin palettes like that from Too Faced because I do like those ones. The Gingerbread Spice. Yeah, okay, make sure it wasn't like the, because I know I have two of them. And we have the Extra Spicy Gingerbread. And then Pumpkin Spice, which I think is the one that came out last year. So I'm going to keep all of those for now because I do collect all those tin ones. So eventually I'll figure out what I'm going to keep, not keep. But we have J-Cat Viva La Musical that I did a review on, or at least talked about in my reviews. Actually, it was a pretty nice palette like that. The J-Cat, the other ones surprised me, are actually really good. We have Essence, the Welcome to London palette. It's pretty, but just not a color story that I'm really drawn to. And then we have the Benvenuti Aroma palette. Again, just not a color story I'm really drawn to. Good formula, not bad, but just not color stories I'm drawn to. So I'll keep it for now, but we'll see. Jaclyn Hill Morphe Divine Neutrals. Was actually really surprised. Did like this palette. I'm not like a Jaclyn Hill, fan or stan or anything, but I will keep those. Alter Ego Goddess palette, which is a dupe for, is it the gold palette, I think? Natasha Denona Gold. Then the Sahara, which is maybe the, kind of looks Biba. Maybe dupe for Biba? I'm trying to remember. Sorry, off the top of my head, I can't remember. But I am going to keep those. I think for dupes, those are like the best dupes, which I've talked about before. Urban Decay Born to Run palette. Just going to keep this one for now because it's just a, classic. We have the Dose of Colors Desi and Katie Friendcation palette. I'm going to keep this one. I actually got this a little bit later. It wasn't like, you know what I mean, as old as some, the original. So I'm going to keep that for now. We have the Lorac Pro 4 palette. And then we have the Lorac Pro 3 palette. I think I might end up putting these in my Nostalgia palette, as I'm not going to wear those at this point. So, and maybe that Desi Katie one, oh no, it's a little bit newer. I think I can still get away with that one. We have the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes palette. I actually really like this one, so I'm going to keep that one. We have ABH or Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette, just a staple, not going anywhere palette. Dominique Cosmetics, a Latte palette, which is actually my favorite of all Dominique Cosmetics palettes. So I'm going to keep that one. Violet Voss, we have the Cool Vibes, which I actually really love this palette. I love those cool tones. That's just my vibe. So definitely keeping that one. We have Lawless, the One palette. This one I didn't really get on with that much. I don't know. I think just because it's more warm toned. But I am going to keep it. It is still a little bit newer. So Melt Cosmetics Brunette palette. Gonna keep this because again I am keeping all my Melt Cosmetics palettes. We have, which I didn't get great reviews, but I really liked it, was the Melt's Mary Jane palette. I love this color story. To me that was beautiful, and I was able to make this work no problem. I don't know, I really got along well with that palette. It wasn't for everybody. I really enjoyed it though. We have Alamar Cosmetics, the Reina del Caribe palette, volume 1. I am going to keep this one. There is something about this shade up here. I do like these shimmer metallic shades there. Something about it that I am going to keep that one. And I don't really have a whole lot from LMR Cosmetics, so, you know. I have another KKW, the Classic 2 palette. I don't know why I didn't realize I had this many from KKW. I don't know. I am going to keep those for now. I'm sure maybe my next declutter I'll go through and figure out which of those I'm going to keep, but for now I'll keep them. I have Ace Beauté. I have the Classical Paradise palette. It is in the original formula because it's the thinner packaging, but I do have this one in the newer one, Paradise Fallen. I love this color story so much that I bought it in the new one, but I have the older as well, but I'm going to keep that. Try to make sure these don't all topple. I have the Laura Lee Nudie Patootie palette. It's pretty. I mean, it's okay. I don't think it's anything spectacular, but it is my only Laura Lee palette I have, so I'm going to keep that for now. I have no Mad Cosmetics Berlin under, I don't know, what does that say? Oh no, it's something, the Berlin palette. Really pretty. Really pretty color story. So I'm going to keep that one. I like their story and like how they do things, that they visit the areas they make palettes from, so they can get a real feel for color stories, you know, just overall vibes. And then this is, I think, from last Halloween, the Haunted Europe palette. I think it came out around that time. I think I got it later, but I just thought that was cool. It's like a holographic, I don't know if you can see there, the holograph, but yeah, it's really cool. Anyway, so yeah. So I did buy this. Don't know if I ever even used it, sad to say, but it is pretty. So I'm trying to be a little bit more like, because I know they've come out with a new palette too, which I'm sure is really nice. I mean, the quality is good. It's good. I like the company, but like the color stories just haven't spoken to me lately. And I'm like, again, I need to stop just randomly buying stuff because. So I'm trying to be a little bit more discerning of what I spend my money on, you know. All right, and that is it for that drawer. So we're going to go on to the next drawer. All right, I think I'm going to keep this one where it is and just bring up the palettes a little bit closer to you where you can see there's a lot of a lot of Melt Cosmetics and some other random stuff in here, but I have the Melt Cosmetics Rustic palette. Woo! Yeah, I'm struggling. What can I say? I have the Melt 27 palette. Now this is one that was actually remade with some different singles, so that's not the actual original 27. Or yeah, is that right? 27 palette. But this one is. This is the original 27. Really pretty. We have the original Gemini palette. Have that there. And then we have the Gemini 2, which looks a little bit different like the packaging. But really pretty. A lot deeper, but really, really pretty. Again, it's just not color stories I'm going to reach for that much, which is why, sad to say, I'm probably not going to use it much. But I have the Bella and Argent palette in Plum Premonition. I was actually surprised. This is actually a really cute little palette. It actually performed really, really well. So I'm going to keep that one. I think I have a second one from that brand. But yeah, so for now I'm going to keep that. Another Ace Beauté. This is the Tropical Vibes palette. This thing is gorgeous, but again, unfortunately, just not a color story I'm going to reach for more, but the quality is great. It's beautiful. But yeah, just sad to say. This is the Michaela Glam Light palette from the original part 1. Pot 1, however, I don't know. But yeah, I love that little, oh, it's so cute. Look at that. Anyways, so yeah. But this I did a look with. Oh my gosh, it is beautiful. Beautiful. That is just amazing. And that's definitely a color story I would reach for more than the newer one, but I did keep both, or I'm going to keep both. And I don't know if the package, if I still have the packaging for the one. I don't know why I kept the one in the box, but I guess I thought it was really pretty with the purple. I don't know. This is Revolution XX Midnight Luxe palette. This is actually one that really surprised me. I did a look with this one. I really, really enjoyed the look. Actually really good quality. So I'm going to keep that palette. It's one of the few from that I'm going to keep. I have the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop Sugar Cone palette. I'm going to keep this one just because it is a nice neutral palette. You know, I love neutrals, so I'm going to keep that one. Some more Juvia's Place. Not sure about these ones. I have the Magic Mini. Oops, hello. I'm going to keep it for now, but there'll probably be a point with my next round of declutters or go through that I get rid of these. The Nubian 2, again, probably one I'm eventually going to declutter, just darker than I would really reach for. Beauty Bay Love Notes palette, actually one of the few Beauty Bay palettes I have that I really, really like. I don't even have very many Beauty Bay palettes, so, but I'm going to keep that one because I do like that one. I have the Urban Decay Naked Reloaded palette. I am going to keep this one. I really do enjoy this one, really enjoy the color story, so that's a keeper. These two from Revolution, I Heart Revolution, the reason I'm keeping them is because they're coffee themed. So we have the Latte palette. Actually surprised, it really performed well. And then this one is the coffee palette. But both of these really performed well. So I'm going to keep actually both of these. And then this one is Pumpkin Spice Latte. So they got me with these themes, I'm not even going to lie. So I'm going to keep those ones just because of the coffee theme. I know. That's just me. That's how I am. Give Me Glow Sweet and Sticky. I'm going to keep this one. Nice neutral, mostly neutral palette. Actually, I was working with the formula the other day. I was swatching some stuff and I'm like, I might have to revisit Give Me Glow because the way it swatches, it looks amazing. So I might just be wrong about how I dogged the formula the other day. I don't know, but I'm going to have to revisit it and see what I really think. So, Lorac Unzipped Unauthorized palette, really pretty, like bronzy palette. This would be really pretty for this time of year. So I'm going to keep that. The Lorac palettes I do have currently, I'm going to keep. I don't know if I'll buy any more at this point, just based if the formula has changed, but I'm going to keep those ones for now. Urban Decay Wild Greens palette. I actually did get along pretty well with this palette. I mean, it didn't knock me off my feet or anything like that, but it was actually a decent formula. But yeah, so I'm going to keep that. I have the Violet Voss Pro Hashtag palette. For now, I'm going to keep these. There will be a time that I go through my Violet Voss and kind of like, you know, tweak it, bring it down a little bit, but I'm going to keep these for now. I have the Pro Like a Boss palette, Violet Voss. Again, some of these are just OG. I'm going to keep them. This is the Violet Voss Top Notch palette. I'm definitely going to keep this one. I love my taupes. So Taupe Notch, Top Notch, whatever, you know. But I'm definitely going to keep that one. We have some Vive palettes. Jamie, whatever. I don't know if that's her name. Anyways, on YouTube. I don't know how I feel about these ones. I got talked into these. I don't know what happened. But the Muse palette, I mean, it's okay, but it wasn't anything spectacular that knocked me off my feet. And then the shipping, I had an issue with receiving something, just the box without the palette in it. It was just a whole mess, so I wasn't that impressed. And then this is the Essential palette. I don't know. There might be a point that maybe I keep one of these just to keep it and get rid of the other one. I don't know, but I am going to keep them both for now. I'm just not in the mood to right now to do like a major cutthroat declutter. Just can't right now. Marc Jacobs, these are definitely ones I'm going to keep. I have the Extravagance palette. This one I think is just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, like golden tones. I have the Electric palette, which I remember wearing to my daughter's, I don't know, it wasn't recital, what was it? It was some kind of play or something she did that I wore this to, and the look was beautiful, and so I can't get rid of that one. It just has other memories too attached to it. And then the Flamboyant palette, which I think is just really, really pretty as well. So those are definitely staying. I might get rid of some of the other ones, but those are definitely ones I'm keeping. Juvia's Place, the Warrior palette. I'm going to keep this one because of any of them. This is one that I would definitely keep and wear. So that one will stay in my collection. Just some of the other ones I might declutter. We have Colored Rain, the Rebellious Nudes palette. This is a more recent palette for me. Definitely going to keep this one. That top row of those metallics though, they're insane. Like, talk about like metallic. Yeah. We have Beauty Bay, the Wilderness palette. I'm going to keep this one. I did do a look with these. These greens here are so pretty. So these right in the middle there, beautiful. So I'm going to keep that one because again, I don't have a whole lot of Beauty Bay. And then I have from Beauty Bay, let's see, I think I do have these ones. I have the Age of Opulence palette from last holiday, I think. And then I have the Book of Magic, was the holiday before. I do have both of these. They're both very, very pretty, so I'm going to keep both of those. Violet Voss Pro HG palette. Again, an OG palette from Violet Voss. Keeping that one. Ace Beauté Floral Vintage. This one actually surprised me. Very, very pretty palette. So I'm definitely going to keep this one. Great formula, great palette. I have BH Cosmetics BFF Alondra and Elsie collab palette. This one really surprised me too. Not really the quality, but I just wasn't sure if I'd be able to get a really nice look out of it, but I was able to, so definitely keeping that one. Let's see what else we have here. We have some bigger palettes from Colourpop, Fade into Hue. Keeping that one. One of my colorful palettes I will be keeping. Smoke and Roses. Keeping that. I will be keeping all these big ones from Colourpop. Stone Cold Fox palette, one of my favorites. All those more cool tone palettes, colors. Bare Necessities, a great everyday nude palette. It's All Good palette, a little bit more colorful. Unfortunately has a couple of glitter, or at least a glitter shadow, but some of these do, but you know. But that's a really pretty colorful one too. Play It Jewel, actually a really nice palette as well. Definitely keeping that one. And then we have So Jaded by the collab with Kathleen Lights. Definitely keeping that one. I think that's a beautiful palette. All right, and that is it for this stack of Alex drawers, and then in a minute we will do the other ones. All right, so this drawer we have just some random stuff, more of my like higher end stuff, or like, you know, that kind of stuff, whatever, I don't know. But we're just gonna start and I'll show you. So we have Scott Barnes' The Snatchral palette. This is actually one of the palettes that I did like of his. Again, those tones are just my kind of thing. So I definitely, out of any of them I keep, if I do keep, I'm definitely keeping this one. So I did actually like the look I came up with this one. So we have Huda Beauty, the Nude palette. Very pretty palette. Definitely keeping that. Again, warn you, most of these I'm keeping. I'm not really going to declutter any of this. This is just my palette collection. Sydney Grace, Enduring Love palette, a light version. Original packaging in that tin. Definitely keeping this one. Love that palette. Remember when it first came out, how much I loved it. Another Huda Beauty, the Naughty Nudes palette. Definitely keeping this one. Again, most of my Huda Beauty, I don't think there's any I'm going to get rid of Huda Beauty, but we'll see. We have LMR Cosmetics, the Disney Encanto palette. Very pretty. I don't know if I will end up keeping this one eventually or not, but for now I'm going to keep it. We have Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Bejeweled Eyes to Mesmerize. I think this is from a couple of holidays ago, but I really did like this palette. Performed really well. Of Charlotte Tilbury, those are actually my favorites. I think they just perform really well. I don't think I should include this. This is like just a shadow stick, but I will just move this out of the way. We have the Persona Identity original palette. Do really like this one. That one's not going anywhere. That's a keeper for sure. Natasha Denona, the Pastel palette. Again, just because I do keep Natasha Denona, I will be keeping this one. I mean, it's not my favorite of her palettes, but definitely still not going anywhere. Still part of my collection. So, and that is one. Natasha Denona, Pat McGrath, even Charlotte Tilbury. Well, I can't really say I collect Charlotte Tilbury, but Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona, I definitely collect stuff. So I have, speaking of Pat McGrath, I have a smaller palette here. It is the Mothership Sublime Golden Opulence palette. Really pretty. Definitely not going anywhere. And some of the stuff, unfortunately, is limited edition, or like stuff that they don't have any longer. But this is the, let's see, what do they call this one? Rose Decadence. Rose Decadence palette. Sorry, trying to get without the glare. Keeping that one. Some Anastasia Beverly Hills. We have the Modern Renaissance, one of the originals. That's not going anywhere. We have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Jackie Aina collab palette. Beautiful. That's not going anywhere. Some of these, again, I just really need to give some more love to. There's no doubt. Nothing else I can say about it other than that. Another Pat McGrath here. This is the Mothership Subliminal Platinum Bronze palette. This one I think is really pretty. I swatched this one and made a look with it last year around this. Well, I was around like between between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I pulled this palette out and swatched it and did something. I was like, ooh, I think that was really pretty. So definitely keeping that. All right, so we have some Lorac palettes here. We have the Soleil, which is in my summer to fall palette collection, or, you know, whatever inspiration. Fairy Tale Forest. Oops. Really pretty. And then my favorite, which is the Noir palette. Love this one. As you see, it's gotten the most use. so pretty. Such a pretty color story. So obviously keeping all of these. I think I was talking about this one, the Nabla Secret palette. Nabla is okay. It's just not a brand that I reach for much. That I got like you know, really excited about. So that one's okay. Not bad, but... All right, we have this overrated, expensive Byredo palette. Came out last holiday. It's cute. Cute little packaging, but this thing was so overrated. Metal Boots in the Snow, I guess is what it's called, but I just couldn't get myself to declutter it because it's just so expensive. It looks like it'd be really pretty, but like they underperformed. Like there wasn't much payoff. I was highly disappointed by this palette. Anyways, just to say I probably won't ever get anything from that brand again. But, you know, and it's just too expensive anyways. I just can't see myself doing that. A couple Milani palettes. We have the We Did Something palette. And then the Like a Dream palette. And I want to say these were from a Juicy Jazz collab, if I remember correctly. I think those palettes were. Again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. We have Wander Beauty, the Wanderous Rush palette. I'm going to keep that one. I think that's really pretty. Nabla, the Cutie palette, is actually one of my favorites of Nabla. And then that was the Platinum palette. And then we have the Cutie Nude palette. Yeah, these two are actually my favorite from Nabla. So I will be keeping those ones for sure. Let's see, some more Pat McGrath. We have the new Bridgerton. I can't remember which one's 1 and 2. I always get them mixed up, but I think that's 2, if I remember correctly. And then that's 1. Packaging's beautiful, and it's okay. But, you know, I don't know, I pretty much got it. I do love Bridgerton, I will say. I got onto it late. I got the hype late, but I love that show. I did like binge on it here recently, so, you know. Anyways, okay, Natasha Denona. We have a whole lot. Do you want to do Pat McGrath or Natasha? Let's do Pat McGrath, I guess. So here's the remainder of the Mothership palettes that I don't have like either displayed or haven't already shown you. So we have, I don't know if some of these don't have names on them, and I'm really bad. I apologize. I'm really bad about knowing which one's which. So yeah, so there's one of them. Again, I apologize. I don't remember the names, and they're not on here on a lot of them, so I'm just sad and pathetic. But I really don't remember the names. Oh, wait, is there a label on this one? Oh, no, there's no label on that one, but this one does say Mothership. Oh yeah, I would have known this one. This is the Bronze Decadence or Bronze something. I don't know. But that is actually my favorite of those. Then we have, I do know this is number 1. I do know this is the Cool Tone one. But I don't remember the name off the top of my head. God, I'm sad. Yeah, none of these have names. I'm like, really? So I don't remember. I apologize. I don't remember which one's which, but I do have them all, so just know that. Yeah, no name. No name. Sorry. But yeah, they're all there though. You can guarantee. Count on that. They're all there. All right, so Natasha Denona. We have the 10 pan palette. I don't know if it actually has, yeah, it just says 10 pan palette. I actually think this is really, really pretty. Some really, really pretty tones in there. So we have that one. We have the Metropolis palette, which I think is really, really pretty. Love that one. And again, Alter Ego did a dupe of that one, and she did actually come up with the mini of that one now. So we have this Star palette, which also has a mini. But I love this. I think this is such a pretty color story. Not for everybody, but I really like that color story. And again, obviously none of my Natasha Denona are going anywhere, so you can count on that. So we have the 2 really big ones. Ooh, they're like stuck together. Okay. Anyway, so this is the brown green, I think is how she called it, the color story. But beautiful, beautiful everyday shadows for sure. Let's see. I don't know why this insert doesn't come attached, but I think the other one does. I don't know. And then this is the Blue Purple palette. I do know that for sure. So, so pretty. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So yeah, those are the real expensive ones. Yeah, I know. But I did get them on discount. So we have the Sunset palette. Really pretty. Really pretty for this time of year. We have the Gold palette, which this was, I did repurchase this one. I had the original one, and then when I heard they were, you know, basically selling out, and then whatever was left, they weren't coming back, I did repurchase that. So that's less than a year old. That's why it doesn't even look touched. And then I have the Leela palette. So really, really pretty. And that is all that is in that drawer. So See if you can see the next drawer without me reconfiguring. All right, so this drawer here, I believe, is pretty much all single shadows. So I will just quickly grab out the ones that I know are regular palettes and just leave the rest in here because, again, most of these are going to be singles. So just quickly do that. Yeah, lots of single shadows. Okay, so that's a palette. Keep that one. That's a palette. Some more singles. More singles. Singles. More singles. Some of these are Sydney Grace. Some of them are like indie brand. Well, Sydney Grace is technically indie brand too, but just a mix. Lethal Cosmetics. Beautiful Cleona. Yes, Cleona is beautiful. More Cleona, and I love these, even just these palettes, like the empty palettes itself. They're so pretty. Yeah, more Cleona. So sad. I really need to play with these. Some more Lethal. Even though these were kind of palette form, they're more so still singles. Don't really have names, so I'm going to keep those with the singles palettes. Yeah, more singles. We have more Lethal. More Lethal. More Sydney Grace. I think these are actually Colored Rain. These are Colored Rain. Yep. We have some Divina. More Divina. Menagerie and Shroud, I think. Yeah. Oops, that one broke. Oh well. More Sydney Grace. More Sydney Grace. I have lots and lots of Sydney Grace singles. Oh, you know what? This is Glaminatrix. This is a little 9-pan palette they came up with. I don't even know if they named it or not, but they came together, and then some singles I'd bought originally, and then the more recent you've seen, the Glaminatrix. Some more Sydney Grace. This is actually the Mountain Trail 9-pan. It used to be a palette at one point. Then they sold it as singles, or they sold it as singles. Now it's a palette, but I already had those as singles, so I didn't buy the palette, obviously. More Sydney Grace singles. This is a mix of some Give Me Glow, I want to say JD Glow, and then someone else. I can't remember who's in there, but there's that. We have this from Glam Shop. Oh, yeah, this is a little palette. Let's see, does it have a name? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to keep this with the palettes because I think, yeah, that will go with the palettes. More Give Me Glow, I think. Give Me Glow, and then more Divina. We have Glam Shop. Oh, God, I remember these magnetics. I don't like these palettes that much. Shine by SD. But yeah, these Anastasia palettes, the magnets are too strong, and it's really hard to get the shadows out of there. I guess that's good or bad, but it's really hard to get them out of there. And then, like, one I tried to get out, I ended up breaking it because the way it, I had to be so rough with it. It was horrible. And then I think these are more Terra Moons. Okay, yeah, we got Terra Moons. Yeah, I guess these are all Terra Moons. So those are my Terra Moon singles. I think more Divina. Or maybe Terra Moons. I can't remember. Some of these I just used random. Oh, Makeup Geek. Oh, so sad. Let's see. These are more Makeup Geek. Yeah, I bought a bunch. And that was before I even knew they were going out of business. But give some of these. Are these? Some are Give Me Glow. No, these are JD Glow. Okay, so those are JD Glow. So the Give Me Glow and the JD Glow are like the bigger pan. They're both big pan palettes, or big pan, pans. The larger, whatever. And then more Sydney Grace. And then I have another book like this, but this one is all, I think this is all Sydney Grace singles. Oh wait, here, sorry, you can't see it. But these are all Sydney Grace singles. This is a 96 pan book. Can hold up to 96 shadows. So those are all single shadows. So I'm not going to reorganize this for now, but you do see that those are just all single shadows. So for now, I'm just going to try to put some of them back just to get them out of the way. So they don't take up a bunch of space here as I'm trying to get other stuff. That's the only thing bad about taking this out is that I had a certain way and it worked really well. And now I'm going to have to reconfigure, figure out what worked. You get these all to fit in here nicely. But again, I'm just going to try to shove some of these in here as I can, just get them out of the way so I can make space for the ones I'm going to show you next. And that's the best I can do. And get these little shadows in there, but that's about it. Yeah, obviously not the way I had it configured before, but that's okay. Now the very last drawer here is another indie brand, so I'm going to do these with this. These are all indie shadows. This is on my indie side, other than that top drawer that was like, you know, other higher end. But yeah, so I have these, so we'll just go through these. I have Glam Shop Z Colorum palette. Again, it was just my chance to try Glam Shop without spending a lot of money on single shadows. So I'm not really a color story I'm going to gravitate towards, but I figured, you know, using them as singles would work. So, but obviously these are not going anywhere. None of these are going anywhere. So we have Terra Moons, the El Barro palette. Really pretty, but way brighter than anything I'm ever going to use, but it is pretty. Maybe one day I'll venture out and do like colorful looks, but just not my thing right now. Lethal Cosmetics, this is the collab with Teresa is Dead, so it's called Lethal is Dead. So, but it's cute. Again, not really colors I'm going to reach for much. It's not a color story that's my favorite, but quality is great. So we have Lethal Cosmetics and Jolena palette. Pretty. We have Kaleidos. I even kept it in this little pack. I was like, oh, it's so cute. This is the Flower Punk. I just thought this packaging was so cool. Like this whole thing comes off. Color store is really pretty. Again, not one I'm going to reach for much, but it's just really cute. And I don't know why, but I just left it in this package because I thought it was so cute. So here's packaging. Left it all together. We have Glaminatrix Silent Night palette. Really pretty palette, and I made the mistake, I didn't mean to, but I rebought Baubles, which is like a multi-chrome shade. So eventually I might end up decluttering this, and just because since really the main shade I wanted this palette for was Baubles. I mean, these other shades are really pretty too, but the rest of these, I mean, I'm not going to reach for, so I'll see about that. But for now, I'm going to keep it, but eventually I might declutter that since the one shade was the one I was primarily, you know, interested in. So we have Owen's Eye, the Alva palette. This is my summer to fall palette inspiration video, so check that out. Definitely love that palette. We have Alien, what used to be Alien Cosmetics, now Unearthly Cosmetics, but it's called the Not Normal palette. It's actually really pretty palette. So, and then we have Ace Beauté Falling For You palette. This is definitely in my summer to fall palette roundup, and love that palette. So pretty, such good quality. Another Alien, now Unearthly Cosmetics palette, and this is called, let's see if it has a name inside. Just says Unearthly. Maybe this is when they were changing their name, but this I think is called Unearthly, but it's really pretty palette. So I need to break that out. Let's see, we have Colored Rain, the Neutral Chic palette. I did talk about this one more recently. It is a beautiful palette. It's just these warmer tones I don't gravitate towards as much, but I'm definitely going to keep it because those are, if you want some like pow, glam, in your face shadows, those like glittery, like, I don't know, high shine shadows are definitely intense. We have Sugar Drizzle here, the MILF palette. Yes, definitely beautiful palette, definitely not going anywhere. So we have another Sugar Drizzle. This is the original palette, just a bunch of duochromes, maybe multichromes, I don't know. I definitely know there's duochromes in there, but might be some multichromes. We have Clarity Cosmetics, the Evil Mermaid palette. So I got that there. And again, all these are keeps, so don't even think about it. We have XO Beauty, which is Shan XO, a content creator. This is Heaps and Sweets, which is actually a really pretty palette. It's really good. And this one I actually really like. It's the Native palette. This one really caught my eye, and it's a really good palette. So definitely keeping both of those, and that's all I have from that brand anyways. So definitely keeping those. We have what used to be Butte Bean, but now she's Batty Bean on YouTube. And it's a collab with Shroud Cosmetic. It's freaking bats. Ugh, can't talk. It's a pretty palette, but man, I went through a lot just to get this palette. I've talked about it before, but I think I got it like 7 months after I ordered it, maybe even longer. It was crazy. But waited a long time for that palette, and then by the time, of course, I got it, like all the hype was gone, so whatever. But I'm going to keep it. Sugar Drizzle, this is the butterfly palette, I think. Really, really pretty. I might get the Flamingo palette from Sugar Drizzle. We'll see. I don't know. It's on my possible list. We'll see. Another Alien Now Unearthly Cosmetics Sunbathe and Soft Serve palette. This surprised me. These metallic shades are actually really, really pretty. I made a look with this. I kind of, you know, didn't do the blues, but when I did the brown tones and then that pop of, you know, light color there, it was a really, really pretty look. So definitely keeping that. I have It's Belle Cosmetics. It's Belle. Dawn of Fall. Very pretty. Very pretty. And actually I have an order I'm waiting on from them. I don't know, there's something about them relocating, so I don't know where it is. It says shipped, but I haven't seen anything else in weeks. So I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah. Another It's Belle, the Flare palette. Very, very pretty palettes. And then I have Break the Rules, It's Belle. Another really pretty palette. Again, these are all staying. None of these are going. Let's see. This surprised me. I think this is another indie brand, maybe Cosmetics, maybe. But Take Me to Stockholm. This is my favorite shade. I did receive it broken, but I can still make it work. But that shade is beautiful. My favorite shade of that entire palette. And then I have the Take Me to Los Angeles palette, which is actually a really, really pretty palette too. And this would be nice to break out for fall too. But really, I was actually impressed. And not very expensive either. I think, I don't know, I don't remember how much I paid for them, but they're actually really good quality and not very expensive. So definitely recommend them. All right, then we have Max Up the Makeup. This is the only palette I have from them. It's an indie brand. I don't even know if they're still around. I haven't heard anything from them, but it's Sweater Weather. I got it a couple of years ago. I did a look with it as well. Talked about it, reviewed it. Actually a nice palette. So, but I don't even know if that brand still exists because I haven't heard anything else from them. So, another Ace Beauté. We have the Oceanic palette. Really, really pretty. I am going to keep this one. I'm not really necessarily all into the blue green tones like that, but this palette's just too pretty not to keep, so definitely keeping that one. We have Copacetic Cosmetics. This is one of the first palettes I got from them, the companion palette. These shades are really pretty. They're kind of flaky, but they're really, really pretty. So I do have this, and I have a couple quads that I've shown as well, but definitely keeping this. I'm trying to think of what I want to talk about next. Guess I get these ones. I don't know. Is that all of them? That can't be all of them. I don't know where the rest of them are. Maybe that's all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, because I am missing one. So I guess that is all of them. From Kaleidos, I have their Futurism palettes. So see if I can go in order here. This is number 1, the Sci-Fi Green palette. Really, really pretty. Beautiful palette. None of these are going anywhere. I love Kaleidos. I think I talked about it before, but I do have their newest collection coming. It's in the mail, but again, it has to come from overseas, so it could be a little while before it gets here, but I will review that as soon as I receive it. Let's see. Trying to go again in order of palettes. Again, I am missing one. So this is Futurism 2 Cyber Bronze palette. One of my favorites. It is definitely a little bit more warm toned, but I do love these tones. Such good quality. So, yep. And then I think maybe it's, no, here's 3. Okay, so 3 is Astro Pink. Definitely one of my favorites. I love this palette. So pretty. And a little bit cooler tones. Love that palette. I think it is 4 that I'm missing. Yeah, 4 is like the neon one, very colorful, which I wasn't very sad to have missed that one anyways. And I have Electro Turquoise, which is beautiful. Another beautiful palette from them. Then I have number 6, which is Lunar Lavender, which is definitely one of my favorites out of these. You know, I love purples, and those tones are like are definitely me. Definitely me. Then we have number 7, which is Sashimi City, which is just a really nice, like a little bit lighter neutral palette. So this with that bronze one is a really nice combination. So if you want just an everyday neutral look. So definitely keeping all of those. So they're definitely not going anywhere. Love my Kaleidos. Sorry, I'm trying to keep everything from just tumbling over. See what I want to talk about next. This is actually a palette, but I did do single shadows because that palette was out. It's the Flight Club, I think it's called, but the all purple. Menagerie, unfortunately, maybe they redid their formula recently that it might be better, but I didn't really care for their formula that much. So I bought a bunch of stuff before I really tested out their formula, but I wasn't all that impressed. So I'm going to keep it for now, but I don't know if I'll try something of theirs in the future or not. I don't know. We'll see. But from Half Caked, which is another like indie brand, I've got Your Eyes Only palette. This actually surprised me. Nice little palette. It had really good quality. So definitely keeping that. And I think that's my only thing from that brand anyways. All right, some more Odin's Eye. So we have the Hella palette, which is the Angelica Nequivist, however you say her name, collab palette. Beautiful palette, definitely not going anywhere. Gorgeous palette. So I do have that palette. We have Norn's palette, which I think is just gorgeous. I think that palette's just beautiful. These colors, oh, look how vivid and bright those are. Just amazing. For whatever reason, I think just because I liked this palette so much, I did get a backup of the Alva palette. I'm not quite sure why right now. But I do have a backup of the Alva palette, so I might end up getting rid of one of them and keeping the other one, but I don't remember which one's newer. I think this is the newer one if I remember correctly, so I don't know. I'll revisit that later. Aw, Sydney Grace, Mel Thompson collab Tiny Marvels palette. This is absolutely not going anywhere. Absolutely not. So definitely keeping that. We have some more Kaleidos. Definitely love Kaleidos. We have the Club Nebula, which is another Angelica Nequivist collab palette. This thing is gorgeous. So glad I got it before it was gone. And then this one they still have, the Escape Pod. Another beautiful palette. But still the other one is my favorite out of the two, but still a pretty one. Definitely keeping both of those. We have Give Me Glow, the Vivid Rose palette. And again, like I said, when I go crazy, I go all out crazy. Like literally, I don't know what to say. More Odin's Eye here. We have, let me do these ones that are already open. We have the Alva 2 Mini palette. Let's see, what does this say? Mini Sky. We have the Alva 2 Mini Ocean palette. These are all very pretty. And then my favorite of these is the Mini Erd palette. I think that one's so pretty. So, so pretty. But definitely keeping all of those. Oh, we're getting there, guys. We're almost there. Almost at the end. All right. My first Glaminatrix palette was You Beauty palette. The funny thing about this, though, and I don't know if they ever realized or what happened, but these two shades are backwards. So this is actually Flamingo Gala, and then this one's actually Budgie Smugglers. I don't know. When you see their online photo, these two are flipped. So I don't know what happened in the making of this palette. It is pretty though. So, but that almost kept me from getting another palette of theirs. But then I was like, when I saw the other ones come out, I was like, yeah, no, I gave them a second chance. I'm glad I did because they're actually really good. We have the Silmaine by Odin's Eye. Another one of my favorite palettes. So, so pretty. So, so pretty. We have some Sydney Grace here. We have Sweet Indulgence. We have Summer Days. I think all these, I don't think these ones have a lighter dark. We have Chase Your Dreams. All of these are gorgeous. Another Summer Days. I'm trying to remember why I have two Summer Days, but I know it's the same, so I'm not going to bother. The light version of Coffee Talk, and I showed the dark version before. I don't know why I got both, but I guess I thought they were different enough. I don't know. Who knows? Some more Sydney Grace. This is Temptalia collab. We have, I have to look at these to remember which. They're all in the light version. So Over the Horizon, On the Horizon, something about Horizon. So that's one of them. This is something Reflect. I don't know. But again, they're all lights. And then Quantum, something, Quantum Escape, something like that, light. So pretty. Now I wish she had done a little bit more variation of them because they all are kind of similar, but I do love these tones and they are all very pretty in their own way, so I can't really complain. All right, we're getting there. Shine by SD, we have the Enchantment palette. I think this is before I got their single shadows because I at least wanted to try them out, but didn't want to pay the price for singles. We have the Lethal Cosmetics Berlin 89 palette. Again, just I think the history on this is why I ended up buying it. There's nothing, I mean, color story doesn't speak to me, but I think just, you know, because of that, it spoke to me. We have more Odin's Eye. These are the collab videos, hello, collab palettes. We have Giant Wolves, which was collab with Annette's Makeup Corner, I think is her channel. Sorry, some of these people I watch, some of them I don't really follow. Sorry, nothing against them, but these are all very, very pretty. We have Hummingbird, which is collab with Fancy Face. Very, very pretty. We have collab with Judy, can't remember her channel, but it Red Dragon. This one's really, really pretty. I mean, they're all very pretty in their own right, but that one's really, really pretty. Then we have some more from Odin's Eye. We have the Saga and Freya palette. Really, really pretty. We have Saga and Freya, the Freya palette. I guess they're both Freya, but different. I don't know. Anyways, different color stories. And then this is Saga and Freya. Freya Saga palette. It's like a dual. So I don't know if it's actually different than the other two, but again, I think I got these. We were having a sale on Odin's Eye, so I just got what I could at the time. But I have to look at those closer and actually see if they're any different or not. If not, I might get rid of the two singles and keep the dual. I don't know. We'll see. Just because it's the same thickness, save space. Last little bit here, and we're almost done. So Menagerie, I have the Killer Purr palette. Again, this is before I realized I didn't care for their formula as much. The Serenity palette, which is a collab with, I think, Annette's Makeup Corner again, if I remember correctly. The Feral palette. And then these are Glam Light palettes. We have the Dirty Martini. We have the Wine palette. Love all of these. The Chocolate Martini palette, and I'm glad I got all of them because I think they're all beautiful. And the Margarita palette, which is more colorful but still beautiful. And then this is Give Me Glow, the Grunge palette. This one just got me because it's all like 90s grunge. And that was like the time period in my life that, you know, it's just memorable to me. So, yeah. So we finally got to the bottom, guys. So I'm going to tally up what we have here. I'll be right back. Whew. And we'll see what we have going on here, okay? Be right back. All right, so I hope you can see all this insanity. But this is my little sentimental memory palette pile. That is the maybe pile that I have to go through for all those. And then this is all the collection keep pile. So I'm going to count these up real quick and give you my final numbers. Whew. I can tell you I've already counted. The maybe is 49, and then obviously 2 for the sentimental. But I still have to count all of these. Wish me luck. Woo! Okay. Here we go. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but... Can see all of this. Sorry, I've had to move stuff around here to be able to actually count. This is just insanity. What can I say? Please don't topple. Okay. Alright, and try to move all that in so you can see a little bit better. Whew. Oh my goodness. Insane, guys. Insane. I don't know what to say. I don't even know if you can see the back rows there. Hopefully you can see everything. Lord. Alright, so our total number of keeps is 311. 311. Woo. Okay. So total for this collection, this part, 311. Wow. Whew. Do you guys even want to know? All right, so that makes our totals per category: 761 keeping, 139 maybe, 88 declutter, and then 45 sentimental memory palettes, whatever, which makes our total collection, like total of everything, whether decluttering, keeping. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm just even going to put it on my phone because I want you to see. I want to take a picture of this total number because you're going to flip out. You're going to like die when you see this total number. All right. Total collection number: 761 keeping, 139 maybes, 88 declutters, 45 memory. That is a total of, if you can see that number there, 1,033 palettes. 1,000, y'all. That would take me 3 years. 3 years to go through every single palette. Like to wear one palette a day for the next 3 years, I would finally get through my entire collection. What in the world, y'all? What happened here? What happened? All right, don't mind my mess. Sorry, that's just a quick little interlude here, or addition. I realized as I was doing my numbers and looking at my palettes, I was putting stuff back and realized I forgot a few palettes. So, my favorite Norvina palette is the volume 4, which is right here, which I'm having trouble opening with one hand here. So let me see if I can do this without breaking anything. Let me, come on. Okay. But yeah, this is my absolute favorite Norvina palette. It is beautiful. I recommend if you're going to get any of them, get this one. It is gorgeous. If you're like me, like purples, love purples. Yeah, absolutely. Favorite Norvina palette. Another Norvina. This is a volume 1, which was actually, I think, my first Norvina palette. And that's when I realized the pigmentation. Now this is basically like a deeper version and more colorful version of 4. You know, a little more variation, but definitely very pigmented. Oof, not for the faint of heart. And then I forgot 2 of my Sigma palettes. So we have the Enchanted, obviously, here. And I keep these little inserts. I normally don't, but these are so cute, the way they do those, that I just can't help it. But that's a beautiful palette. And then the Corta Rosa, which is definitely your more rosy, coral type colors, but very, very pretty. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you those because I had forgotten to add those, which puts us at 1,037 palettes, if I'm remembering correctly. So just, I'll add this into the rest of it. Okay, here's the rest of the video. Thanks. I feel like this, I don't even know what to say about this. Okay, but there you go. That is my total entire palette collection. So I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. I think I'm in shock myself. I was like, oh, I got over 500 palettes. Now again, there are quads, there are 5 pans, there are even trios in here. Oh my god. But if it was in a palette form with, like, you know, colors together and not singles, not, you know, whatever, I put it in here. So wow. Okay, well, now it's time to figure out how to put all this back. So this might have to sit here till the next day I'm off. But hope you enjoyed this, guys. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below. Turn on all notifications. Otherwise, I hope this gave you some inspiration, gave you some thoughts, and, you know, maybe you can be like me and try to reframe here and bring down your collection a little bit. Don't know how big your collection is from mine, but I'm like in shock right now. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do something because this is insanity. So next round we will declutter some more, of course. So oof, lordy, I can't believe this. But anyways, yeah, thank you for hanging in there. Have a wonderful day. Hope to see you in my next video. But yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to put this all away, and maybe next time we'll do like an actual like makeup collection, like show you my drawers and how I have things put together. It's gonna be a minute before I do anything face because I still have to figure all this out. So yeah, but wish me luck. Until next time though, have a great day. See you later. Bye. Wow, I can't even believe this. I don't even know what to do. Like, I don't even know what to say, think, do. Wish me luck though, putting all this back.